Now, as Ann said, today we're going to be taking a look at Clearinghouse Field Notes. Clearinghouse Field Notes is a tool that allows you to do scientific and engineering investigations. It is a standalone tool, and if you use it as a standalone tool, you will make a very nice contribution. If you actually use it through spot-on response, you make a better integrated contribution to the information that's available. So we're taking a look here at spot-on response. We've now moved at Ann's request. We're going to do all of our subsequent training down in the Los Angeles area rather than up where we had some previous data, so we only have a couple of things. Got the Cajon Pass Clearinghouse Focus, which is located right up there, and you see that one. We have this one that was put in by Marie Kennedy, the Transportation Status Red. It's an incident concerning all lines. Don't use this one. So, incidents. A variety of different ways in which incidents get in there, from WebEOC, from spot-on response, from ArcGIS Online. All right, an incident is really an opportunity to make an observation. And let's take a look at this one now. Let's go off and use this Transportation Status Red. All roads are closed. What I'm going to do is click on that, and I'll go in this way to the details. And it tells me I'm over here, gives me my driving directions down here. All that's useful, but the most important part I want to do now is show you how you get into Clearinghouse Field Notes from spot-on response and why it's useful to do that. Little folder up here gets me to other information, and I see Clearinghouse Field Notes as an external report. I click on that. It opens a brand new window that says Field Notes. First thing it does, it knows who I am. So it has already entered my name in there, and that allows a connection to all the other information that's in there. Remember, we're trying to build this tree of incident knowledge. So the first part is that I have the opportunity to be able to, by coming in through spot-on response, Field Notes now knows who I am. You'll see a number of other components here. You can do some check-in information, but I want to focus here in the center on recording a feature, because each one of these features is part of the geologic or the engineering evaluations, and it's more detailed information. I'm going to start out with fault rupture. Click on fault rupture. A couple of things I want you to note is it knows what you're looking at. Up here, it gives me this status, transportation status red. Come back here. That's the incident we started working. And the value of this is that I had this incident. I may have added pictures. Some other people added a number of other pieces of information. By having this as my focus, all of my field notes now become part of the observations associated with that incident. So the next time somebody comes in and looks at transportation status red incident, you're going to see this field notes. So location as well gets passed from spot-on response. Very, very useful way to integrate the information. That said, I have no idea what all this means, so I'm going to turn it back to Ann for a minute, and you can describe this, and then we'll just quickly run through each one of them, and you can tell people what it is that they might want to be adding, because I'm not going to be a fault rupture expert, but heck, if I'm out there participating in this exercise, I can simulate some fault rupture stuff from here. But why don't you tell us what the nature of that information is? And there's a general category, and just a couple of other things that to point out for each one of these. You can take a picture associated with it, and I think at least normally you can take a picture and record any additional notes. When you completed filling one of these out, you hit the record button, and that goes off, shares the information out to the Bakequake Alliance, which permanently stores the data. XchangeCore is looking at that data. When XchangeCore sees that there's recent information there, it shares it back to XchangeCore, and then it becomes available to everybody, to Google Earth and ArcGIS Online and Spot On Response. So this becomes one more tool out there that is collecting information in a generalized format, so that which then becomes a NEAM standard format, and it becomes part of the observation database and is available to all the other applications. You saw the advantages of dealing with it through Spot On Response in the ability to associate it with other incidents that are there, and thus build a set of information about that. If you don't want to do that for some reason, there's a URL there that you can just go off into your browser, push that down there, and you get the Clearinghouse field notes. This one happened, it's still storing the fact that I came out of Spot On Response, so it still knows who I am.
And actually, one other point I need to make about this too that's really critically important. The Clearinghouse has recently been approved as a disaster service member organization, which means we can provide limited liability coverage for volunteers that are out. And so again, we have consultants, consultants who, geologists and engineers who, spontaneously show up to Clearinghouse to contribute to the response and recovery effort. We can provide coverage. Obviously, state and federal employees are covered, and that's not an issue. But we want to make sure that we can provide coverage for our volunteers. And one of the requirements of that is that we need people to check in. We need to know where people are. There's a requirement with the disaster service worker program that people check in every 90 minutes to 2 hours, so we have an idea of who's out, where, and keep track of them. So that's another really important aspect of using these tools, is it helps us to be able to administer that and manage the response and provide that coverage, and it's so critical.
Yep, and just wanted to illustrate, and let's go back over to this one with the check-in that Ann was talking about. You've got the check-in over there if you're working through Spot On Response. You got a separate check-in over here if you're working through field notes independently. You'll note that here I've brought up a different browser. It doesn't know who I am, and if I come down here into the fault rupture, if I did one of those, maybe I need to do something here. But it would also not know where I was compared to when you come in through Spot On, and knows who you are and knows what incident you're associating with. So directly into it gives you all the ability to record without the associations into other things that have been associated or happening around that particular incident, as well as being integrated in with Spot On Response to be able to provide that relationship between current ongoing incidents that are in XchangeCore and shared out to Spot On Response and to everybody else. So that's the look today at Field Notes as the other recording tool. And how about if we open it up for any questions that anybody has?
Any specific use cases that anybody has? And if you have your phones on mute, you can take it off mute. So you want to use it for reporting in on a specific, somebody wanted to check in on a transportation status spread. They could, doing? Yes, absolutely. And working with some of our emergency response folks in traumatized and substance control. Excuse me, absolutely. Very good. Thank you. And by the same token, what you could do is, if you are in your office in Sacramento and you have specific sites that you want people to go look at, you can make that, you can share that information from your desktop, and people out in the field will see that and have access to that, and then they can report in, and you will be able to get that information back too. So it's definitely two-way, and you don't actually have to be in the area in the field to use it. You can, so it's great. There are great ways to use this if you are in sort of a disaster management position and you have field teams and you want to be able to communicate with them. Very good. Thank you. Any other questions? Use cases, suggestions, ideas for things that you want to see in upcoming training? One question, this is Mark Johnson. Sorry, I was a little distracted. We had energy or power go out, thankfully, because of all the rain. Oh boy. But I wasn't able to catch everything, but it looked like on a number of the data entry screens, it gave a single coordinate for certain events. Polyline or polygon would be probably a little bit more descriptive. Is that input available? Or
Yeah, not off of field notes. That is just a single location.
okay.
Yeah.
But you can with the quick on tool, you can do is if you have a plume, or if you have inundations in or something like that that is a polygon, you can upload that. You will be able to see that in the line. You'll be able to see the if you want to upload information about a fault rupture, you can do that. But, you definitely be able to see point line and calling out features. The Clearinghouse tool is the location. Okay. That makes sense or understandable. Thanks. And in review one, you can go back the recording will be training sessions, and one of the earliest sessions was using the XchangeCore in ArcGIS or Word that you might upload, a specific type of information like a polygon or something. You use that tool, you want to upload that information, and then you can see it in online. Showing that maybe. And then
Yeah,
reporting on that.
just